Welcome to episode 2 of my electricity mini-series. This episode is going to be on plugs and wiring them. In the previous episode we looked at simple wiring, so if you'd like to look at that, you can take a look at it here. Here in the UK, our mains power provides us with 230 volts, 13 amperes, and it is alternating current. A plug is simply a reusable way of connecting electricity to a component, and the main thing is that it's easily done and reusable. In my previous video, episode 1, we spoke on how most products only require 2 wires, but any that have any metal on them will require 3, and so it only makes sense for the standard British plug to have 3 pins. So here we have our neutral, our live, and our earth. Now, a lot of countries didn't take this approach. They thought, well, we only need a live and a neutral, so therefore 2 pegs, and that is alright, but in the case where you need a third peg, it's easier to have an unnecessary third peg than to try and add a third peg. So here in the UK we have a third peg for absolutely everything. The only thing that requires only 2 pegs is in fact a shaver, and that has its own type of plug which is used only for shavers essentially. So this is the British plug that was in use till about the 1970s, and as you can see it has 3 round pegs, 2 of which are the same size, both in diameter and height, and a third larger, taller and thicker one, which is the earth. With the plug opened up here, you can see the simplicity of it. So here we have the neutral, the live, and the earth, and all you had to do is bring the wire up through the bottom and then connect each of the terminals to its corresponding peg. And it is possible that you could get mixed up between these two, I suppose, but it wouldn't be that hard. It even says here live and neutral. However, the largest problem with this old plug is the fact that it didn't contain a fuse, and a fuse is another safety feature. We Brits love our safety features, and it protects the component from being overloaded. So if you can see here, another safety feature which isn't present on this is the fact that the metal pins, the metal extends the whole way along the length. So when we look at the new pin, we can tell the difference. So this is the new standard British plug, which has been in since the 1970s and continues to this day. This is the kind of plug I like to see, and it's fairly common. I'd say most plugs are either this kind or this kind, but we'll get onto this kind in a second. So this kind I like because anybody can open it up and reuse it. So let's crack her open. With the old plug here, you can now see the similarities between the two. The top peg is larger than the other two. It sticks out more, and that again is another safety feature. So if we flip them over again, now you can see the fuse here. So that is simply a safety feature which this old plug didn't have. And then the other one is, you can see here on the live and the neutral there is plastic, and that protects the metal, or protects the user from being electrocuted. Now there's quite a few videos out there talking about the incredible design of the British plug, and I agree with mostly all of them. The best of which I like very much and agree with very much is a Tom Scott video, if you'd like to watch it, and it talks about the incredible engineering and design behind it. But instead I'm just going to go carry on to now how to wire the plug. So with the plug wired up now, you can see how you open up, you twist the little screw, place in the wire, and then tighten it down. And here we have the live, and it goes on to here. But if you can see in here, the live is connected to this pin here, and this is connected to this end of the fuse, and the other end is connected to the actual pin on the plug. And this means that when the power supply comes through, and then it'll come through up and through the fuse, and the fuse will have a limit, say 13, 3 or 5 amps, and if that current goes above that, then it will basically burn through. So there's a little wire inside, and that wire will just melt, and then the electricity will stop being fed to the component. Now this plug is wired similar to the other one, except that it has an earth, as the other one didn't have an earth. So I've shown you the standard plug, which I like because it can be easily removed from either the broken component or whatever that I've taken it from, and it can be rewired into a new component or product. But there's plugs like this on the market which I don't like because it has a wire attached, and if you notice, I can't get into it. The only thing they allow you to do is if you take off this little piece here, you can get in to change the fuse, and that's alright because yes, you want to be able to change the fuse. But if you also notice, on some plugs like this one, they also have a plastic pin instead of an actual metal pin, and that's just to save ever so slightly on money, but it also means that I can't use it for anything besides a light or anything else, because most things have metal in them and you need an earth. This doesn't even have a real earth pin, so that's even more annoying. I also recently found this plug, and it doesn't seem so strange on the outside, but the first thing I noticed is, unlike a normal plug, there isn't screws on the outside, there's this little tab. So if you turn it, and then as such, it'll open up, and then it wouldn't come off, but I realised you have to slide the cover off as such. But when it opened up, my goodness, I saw all this and I thought, what? This is a very strange plug. I have never before seen this in my life. So I'm actually going to pop out the earth pin here and you can get a closer look. So this is how the lever mechanism works. So you latch up this little latch, and then you take your earth or terminal or whatever, and you pop it in down, there's a notch there, and you pop it down the notch, and then you just close over the wee latch, and it'll be a bit more flexible, but you just close over the wee latch on it and then it clicks in. So that is a very strange plug which I have never seen before until recently, and I'm not sure if it's better or not, because I suppose you still need a screwdriver to get into it because of this thing on the back, but I don't know, I haven't wired it and I haven't seen it before, so I'm not sure if it's better or worse, but it seems innovative at the least. So thank you for watching episode 2 in my electricity series. Episode 1 was on simple wiring, if you would like to watch it, and the next episode will be available here, and there's the first episode available there. So thank you very much for watching. And I do other weird things. I make things as well as explain things, so take a look.